Well, hey, and it finally came. I've been waiting forever for my Wings, the new self-titled compilation, my 2 CD copy, and my 3 LP colored vinyl limited edition copy, and it looks like I got the right one according to the hype sticker. I'm so sorry on that, Beely Tone. I can't believe they did that to you. But anyways, let's get those unshrinked or unboxed. Well, the one for sure is a box after the intro. So it was Wings Week, and now we're into the next week. So I don't know if we're still calling it Wings Week, or it's still part of Wings Week. So we're kind of in a 3-phase event right now. We're kind of in the middle phase, even though the first phase and the second phase came out within 3 days of each other. So the first phase was the book, Wings, the story of the band on the run, the book that came out on November 4th. And then the second phase, you know what, we'll just hold up the big boy here, is this guy. The Wings self-titled compilation that just came out on November 7th. And this, of course, is the 3 LP colored vinyl limited edition, super deluxe, whatever edition. There's been several formats of this that you could get. I did just recently show, I gotta find it here, the 1 CD, a little bit of a different track list, obviously, on that. And then the 1 LP. This is the Target exclusive colored vinyl edition, but there is just a standard 1 LP available everywhere too. Those two got the same track list, so 12 tracks on either of those. And the new one, or the big one here, the new one for me, I suppose, the 3 LP and the 2 CD. There we go. We're going to start with that one, actually. Got 32 tracks. And we're going to go through, unshrink, unbox these, and kind of take a look at everything on that. And I forgot to mention in the last video with the 1 CD and 1 LP, I said there were the 3 stages coming out. The next stage will be the Paul McCartney Man on the Run documentary that's going to be on Prime, Amazon Prime, starting February 26th of 2026. I think we got a couple of 26s in there. Let me make sure I got that right. Oh, February 25th of 2026. There we go. So I thought that sounded too perfect to be, but that'll be coming out on in February there on Amazon Prime, and that's the third step to it. So this is kind of the soundtrack for that, and the book. I suppose you could call this the soundtrack for the book. Sit and read the book while you got this on low setting. I know one of my commenters said they just got the book today, and we're going to be doing that. But yeah, let's get unshrinking, unboxing these, and we'll run through the track list too. I gotta find my guitar pick of choice for the day. Oh, there we go. Just the Beatles. You know, this is the self-titled Wings compilation. We're gonna go with the Beatles, and see, this is kind of white packaging. I'm gonna go with the black one here. There is a white one in there too. So let's start pretty similar to what we did with the 1 CD and 1 LP. We'll start with the 2 CD. So here it is, and we'll take a look. I'll show you the hype sticker up close there. Let you take a look at that. Show you the spine and the back. Make sure my face is out of the way so you can actually read it. And yes, it is made in Germany again. Let's get this open and take a look. I've been really anxious to kind of see this one. I figured the 1 CD was going to be a pretty just basic release, and it was, but it's still very nice. The packaging on this has been really superb on everything. And before I unshrink it totally there, I keep forgetting this, that I've been reading the hype stickers to you, even though I held it there where you should have been able to read it. But 2 CD collection, 32 tracks curated by Paul McCartney, 36-page booklet with introduction from Paul McCartney, and 1 poster. So there's the hype sticker again. And similar to the 1 CD, they don't have the die cut like the big 3 LP box here, but it is pretty matte around the edges here, all the white. The lettering with the pictures of the band is glossy, so that's a spot varnishing. I'll hold you I'm hiding my face again because it helps the camera focus. If it doesn't see my face, it'll help the camera focus. So that's why I do that. I got criticism before from doing that, but I was like, well, you can't see the spine otherwise when I do that. And there's the back again without it. And once again, this is spot varnish too. The green and the pink is that high gloss, where the rest of it's matte. And then this does open up. And one thing I noticed with this, I was really kind of surprised with, because Paul does kind of similar packaging to what the Beatles have been doing since 2009, but not totally. Since the archive collection has been coming out, usually, even in his other releases lately, have been the booklets kind of pasted on to this front panel on the CDs. This is exactly like the Beatles ones, with the little pocket for the booklet here and the poster, and then the disc coming out here. It is exactly like the Beatles releases have been since 2009. I was really kind of surprised with that, because he's been kind of, seems like, shying away from that. But let's get the booklet out, the 32-page booklet and the poster. A lot thicker than the one CD one. I think this has got the full booklet like we see with the big LP set too. So of course the Humphrey Ocean artwork and everything in here, with the drawings of the band. This I think is really great. I think it's going to be even better in the big book, because we got each album broke down. I think this is one of the nicest booklets I have seen in a long time. Breaking down each album, giving you some little information on it, kind of showing what was in each of the packages on that, with different posters and stickers and stuff, and the sleeves and labels. This one doesn't have it's got the sleeves, but not the labels. And I'm going to get to some criticism towards the end on this, as they showed this one, but didn't include it. And they included one, but didn't show it, because there's actually, I'm going to say there's 2 Wings albums that were not kind of included in this. That, yes, they didn't come out in the 70s. They did come out in the 2010s and 2020s. But there are 2 that were missed on here. And even though they used a track from one of those. So I'm kind of surprised that they missed that. And I'll get to that more towards the end. But I've been wanting to say something on that. But I've been wanting to wait until I got the bigger package, which clearly has everything, where the other one was very truncated and kind of limited. And there's the back of the booklet there. I think we're going to see pretty similar again once we get the LP set open, just in a much larger format, and it's going to be much better to look at. And same with this. I know this poster is in there too. So we got the mini version of the Humphrey Ocean drawings here of the band. I know I've heard everybody looks like who they're supposed to look like, except for the guy that you would think should be the most looking like them. There's the booklet and the poster. I'm going to kind of hold this here so you can see it. See the artwork kind of going in the pocket there. Behind each disc too, it does look like they got the artwork going. So the one CD had the blue label. This has got this purple label on it, but there's disc 1 out of the 2 CD. And yeah, the artwork does go all the way onto the inside there, not just the edge where you can see where the disc comes out. It goes all the way in. And that was disc 1 with the purple label. Disc 2 has also got the purple label, but you can see it's got the little pink 2, and the disc 1 had the green 1 on it for indicating the disc number. So kind of some differences there. And kind of as I did with the 1 CD, 1 LP, I went through the tracks and where they sourced the masterings from on this. And I'm going to sandwich this in between the 2 again. I think that kind of format worked out pretty good. And I'll show you each on where we're getting these from. So we'll start out with track 1. I think it's the same as what it was on the other one. Oh, there it is. So track 1 is Band on the Run, which will be off of the Band on the Run archive collection from 2010. I'll be that mastering on it. Track 2 is High, 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 which will be off of the Red Rose Speedway archive collection from 2018. It was the bonus disc because that was a single, but it is on the disc 2 in here, or if you got the bigger box. I still think it's off of disc 2 in the bigger box yet. I've got that. It's just a lot easier to hold the 2 CDs set up. Then we got track 3 is going to be Silly Love Songs off of At the Speed of Sound, as they're saying in here, but I know everybody calls it Wings at the Speed of Sound. But the 2014 archive collection remaster. So that's where you're getting that one. And then we've got Letting Go from the same year, 2014, Also the Archive collection, but this time Venus and Mars. They came out at the same day, Venus, Mars, and At the Speed of Sound. So that is where Letting Go is coming off of. The one we're going to be back to several times, I think it's featured 6 times, which will be Band on the Run, the 2010 Archive collection, and it's 1985 is the next track. And that will end off the first side of LP1. And then we move on to the next side, and it's Live and Let Die, once again off of the Red Rose Speedway Archive collection set. Of course, again, it was a single or part of the James Bond soundtrack, but it was featured on here, and that's where the mastering comes from, is the 2018 Archive collection remaster from the Red Rose Speedway Archive collection. Next up, told you we're coming back to this one several times. We got Band on the Run again with Mammonia. There we go. Again, the 2010 Band on the Run Archive Collection remaster. Again, a single, but it was featured on this one's bonus tracks, which would be Junior's Farm off of the Venus and Mars Archive Collection 2014 remaster. And then we have got, now this one's going to be a unique one. I would say it's associated with this one, but the mastering is not from this one. The mastering is from the 2022 remaster of the singles box, the 80 singles big crate box. They've got it available streaming, or you get the big crate box. But that's where that mastering for Junior's Farm, or Helen Wheels, I'm sorry, is coming from. So Helen Wheels, did I say that right? I hope I did. But Helen Wheels is the next track, and it's off of the big crate singles box there, the mastering they did for that in 2022. Next up, we got, this album was not featured on the one CD version, but Some People Never Know, which I think was an excellent choice. I think that's a great song on here. I think one that never gets really focused on too much on these type of compilations. So, which I was really excited to hear it on this, and it just blends in great with it all. But off of the Wildlife Archive collection from 2018. Yeah, I got that right. So that's where the mastering on that one comes from. And then we got, flipping over to disc 2 on the LP set, and it would be, but it is going to be, the song is Let 'Em In off of the 2014 remaster of the At the Speed of Sound Archive collection. The next track will be Get on the Right Thing off of the 2018 remaster from the Red Rose Speedway Archive collection. Another one that I think is a really good one to add into there. And here we go again. We're running with that Band on the Run. 2010 Archive Collection remaster, which would be Jet, would be the next track there. Seems like we're doing a lot off of this one too. This time we're on the proper album though. So Red Rose Speedway again. Next track is My Love from the 2018 Archive Collection remaster of Red Rose Speedway. Next, off of the Venus and Mars Archive Collection from 2014, the remaster on that would be Call Me Back Again. And that would end track, or side 3, so disc 2, side 1 of the LP sets. But it would also end disc 1 of the 2 CD set. There we go. Trying to get my head straight on that. So the rest of it is all it's split perfectly even, because there's three discs, so 6 sides. Side 3 ends where the split is for disc 1 and 2 on this. We still got disc 2 from the 3 LP set coming up, but the rest is all on disc 2 from this one. So starting track 1 for that, and now we're midway on the LP set, I guess. Well, we're midway on the CD too, but now we're flipping over to the next disc. Starting off side 2 of disc 2 and the only side of CD 2 will be Getting Closer, kind of back to the Egg era, but the mastering is off of, once again, the 80 singles box, the big crate box from 2022 is where the mastering for that one comes from. And then we've got Listen to What the Man Said So off of the 2014 remaster of the Venus and Mars archive collection. Back to the singles box. So it would be London Town would be the album it's off of. But the mastering, as there's been no remaster of London Town or Back to the Egg since it was a 92 or 93 with the Paul McCartney collection. So this is getting, again, the singles box, the big singles box, crate box, the 2022 remaster from that one. And that was, I've had enough. Did I say that? I'm sorry. Which is another great one to have on here. I really like that one. I've heard some people say they'd take or leave that one. I like that song. All right, moving on to the next track. And we've got Love is Strange. I know I heard somebody else complain about this one too, but I absolutely love this song. And I know it's a cover, but it's still, their version of it is just fantastic. That is off of the Wildlife 2018 Archive Collection Remaster. So another one off of Wildlife. And then we've got London Town. I'm having to, obviously off of London Town. Again, out of the 2022 remaster from the singles box. And we're getting to the last track on disc 2 of the LP set, but now we're getting just a little ways down on disc 2 on the CD set. And we got Arrow Through Me, which is going to be Back to the Egg era. This one is an odd one, because we're not off of the singles box, but we're off of the Pure McCartney compilation. So the last compilation that came out for McCartney. In 2016, that would be the remaster from that one. Moving on to side 1 of disc 3, but still staying with disc 2 in the CD set. And you would think it's off of this, as it's Venus and Mars and Rock Show. The combined track, not the separation in between them. It's all one track on this one. And it is not off of this because that is separated. It is the 2022 remaster, again from the 80 singles box set. Another one I've been hearing some gripes on, but I quite like it on here. It's just a fun song. Kind of good to have, kind of getting towards the end here. Just a little fun, kind of pick me up, and it's She's My Baby off of the At the Speed of Sound 2014 Archive Collection Remaster. And back to Band on the Run again, as we've got Bluebird up next, and that's again the 2010 Archive Collection Remaster of Band on the Run. Then we've got Deliver Your Children from London Town. This one I know a lot of people have been complaining on, and I kind of am with them on this one. It's all right. I think they did need to represent Denny somehow, but I think there were better tracks of his to represent him with. But again, this is the 2022 remaster from the 80 singles box set. And then we've got Let Me Roll It. Don't got to go too far on this one in the stack. 2010 Band on the Run Archive Collection Remaster. I think I've got somewhere too how many tracks. I think we got 6 tracks altogether off of Band on the Run, plus if you count Hell on Wheels, that would be another one too. So Band on the Run got quite well represented on this compilation. As it does, I think, on most. But yes, Let Me Roll It would be the next one. And then we have got, which would kind of be, it was a single, yes, but the first album appearance was Wings' Greatest. And that would be Mull of Kintyre. And this is the 2016 remaster off of Pure McCartney. And that ends side 1 of disc 3, but of course we're still on disc 2 on the CD set, and we're going to start side 2 of disc 3 on the last disc here with Wildlife, and that is off of the Wildlife Archive Collection Remaster from 2018. And then we've got, again, a single, but it is off of the Red Rose Speedway Archive Collection Remaster from 2018. With a Little Luck is going to be up next. And of course, that is off of London Town. And this is one of the differences between the 1 CD, 1 LP, 2 CD, 3 LP. It's the only track that's a little different between the 2 sets, if it was included on both. So this one was included on both, but it's the DJ edit on the 1 CD, 1 LP. This, though, we get the full-length one, which is like almost a 6-minute, over 6 minute possibly, long song. And it is the 2018 remaster. So that is another kind of odd one too. And the reason why I've got Wings Greatest out, aside from saying Mulligan Tire was the first album. Of course, it was on Wings Greatest also. But the remaster of it is from this remaster, which is the 2018 colored vinyl reissue version. This is the CD that came out with those. They did remaster whatever tracks weren't already remastered on this, or I suppose weren't on this, or whatever. Seems like weird that With a Little Luck isn't on this one, though. Oh, it is on this one, but that's the DJ edit that's on this one, that they used on the one CD. And then this one is the edit that they used for that. The next one up is Soily, which is another odd one, as it's the only one featured off of One Hand Clapping. The only one out of the non-70s albums, and the only one off of the non-studio albums. But the version of Soily on this is off of One Hand Clapping. One Hand Clapping is not included in the booklet, so it's a little odd. I would count that as a Wings album. So very, very late arrival Wings album, but it is definitely a Wings album. And then the last track on both the third disc out of the 3 LP, and the second disc out of the 2 CD. Wow, it's late. I've been at work, and yeah, and I am not feeling well so far at the beginning of the week here so far. So, but yes. Good Night Tonight will be the next one. Kind of back to the Egg era. Was not on the album, but it was kind of a single around that time. And that is the 2016 remaster off of Pure McCartney. So there we go. That's the breakdown on all the masterings there. Now for the highlight of it all. And I can't believe I'm pushing myself back on this because I really want to see this. But we are on to the 3 LP colored vinyl box set. Wow. The packaging on this, even in the shrink wrap, is quite impressive. My hype sticker is already kind of coming off there, but let's take a look at the hype sticker. This one is not high gloss because it probably is underneath there, but it's actually die cut where you're seeing that. You could probably see that through the camera there. But yeah, let's take a look at the hype sticker there, and I'm going to read it to you right away before I forget. So 3 LP limited edition color vinyl. 32 tracks curated by Paul McCartney, 32-page booklet with introduction from Paul McCartney. So I think it's just a larger version of what we just looked at in the 2 CD. 2 posters plus a sticker sheet, 1 exclusive litho print, and 180-gram clear, green, and pink vinyl. So there is the breakdown on that. So it is 180-gram vinyl. I'm going to show you, they put the discs are coming out the wrong side, if you ask me. They think they should be coming out here, but there's that spine and that spine. Let me hide my face so you can see it. And let's take a look at the back with that Humphrey Ocean artwork, kind of reimagined Wings logo there of his, and the track list. And you can probably see the track list a little better here. Let me hide my face so I'll let you kind of take a look there, but we already went through all that. And barcode down there, and they did hide. It is made there, but it's on the bottom there I spotted. The made in Germany. So let's get this cracked open. And I've taken the shrink wrap completely off right away because I want to see this without the shrink on it. So let's take a look there so you can really see the die cut well there now. Show you the spine once more, the back once more. Really nothing on the top or the bottom, so I'm not going to show you that. And I might have held the spine upside down last time, so we'll hold it right this time. There we go. So there is what it looks like. Kind of, it still looks pretty similar, but now I don't have anything in there. I'll just kind of show you the box emptied out there. But see the die cut there. I think I've watched somebody else's channel and they didn't show this, but I did read it on the hype sticker. The lithograph, I think I saw theirs. They must have done kind of like I almost accidentally did, where I kind of left it stuck in the back. I think he had it stuck in the back there. It was Dinner with Greedo. So I'll shout you out there, Dinner with Greedo. And oh, they have got a great fun game show thing. Him and Beatley Tone, even open to viewers. So submit yourself into that and join their game show there. I'm trying to get my my bravery up to submit my name for it. But yes, the Humphrey Ocean lithograph here in HO 2025 down at the bottom there. That is really cool. Different. I don't think that's in the the other set, because I know Beatley Tone didn't show it on that black vinyl version he got. And then this is the sticker sheet. I was going to say shet, like set and sheet. I just took out an E, I guess. But there, that is kind of representing each of the albums there, which is really cool. Kind of a different take on each of the albums. That is really cool. And then just Wings logo. Then we've got the first poster here, which is, yeah, the big Humphrey Ocean of all the Wings band of members here, which is really great. That's really nice. Second poster, which I believe is all of the sleeves kind of put together that we're going to be seeing coming up here. Just down in the corner here, we got that green and pink Wings logo and Wings script. But there that is, all these great pictures of the band over the years, all the different members. We've got the big booklet. And we are going to flip through it again. I should have cut out the CD one, realizing it's the exact same thing. I was really impressed when I saw Beatley Tone show the 3 LP set on this. And Dinner with Greedo, I watched his too. Beatley Tone had the black vinyl. He was supposed to have the colored vinyl. But it was still the same booklet. But I'm curious if that lithograph is only with the 3 LP color vinyl, because I don't remember him showing that for some reason. But here we are getting into each of the albums. I just passed Wildlife. Now we're into Red Rose Speedway. There might be a little bit more going on in the big book here now that I'm looking at it. So here's Band on the Run, which is really great. And Venus and Mars. I think this is just brilliant. This booklet is, I think, one of the nicest booklets I've seen. Especially for what it's supposed to be representing, because it's representing all the albums, and they did a really good job of representing them, of showing each one here and kind of what you get in each one. And London Town, and I'm really thinking, I'm going to kind of pause here and give my thought on this. I feel like this is a bit of a hype for an archive collection for London Town, and not the next one. Wings Greatest is up next, but the next one, because I don't think Wings Greatest will ever get an archive collection. But Back to the Egg, I feel like that's part of what they're doing with this. I know everybody's kind of moaning, why did we really need this? There's all the albums there again, just all together. And then the Wings logo, the Humphrey Ocean, some credits there. But yeah, I feel like they're trying to hype London Town and Back to the Egg some, get some interest kind of going in that, kind of see how comments kind of get out there on, some of those tracks from those albums that are included on here, and kind of see if there is a market to have those albums out. Let's get to the disc here, as I feel like this is getting way long. But here is disc 1 and the sleeve for it. Now, no wings or anything on this one, but they really did good with the color coding on this, because this is the clear disc, and then it does have the little gray hash on the side there, so showing, oh, it does have wings. I'm sorry, it's spot varnished on there. I didn't see it till the light hit it. I don't know if you'll see it on the camera there, but it does say it there, so it is clear. So clear like the disc. That's what we're gonna get to here. So each of these do have a sleeve, an inner sleeve, but it's not used. So it was really nice that they did include this to kind of have its own kind of artwork. The little one down in the bottom there with the Wings logo in the gray. But each actual sleeve is a black polyline sleeve, so very nice. Also that they included a polyline sleeve. And we got side 1 of disc 1 on this clear vinyl, very clear, on the purple capital label. Looking really nice. I like this label choice on it. The fact that they did go with a legit label. They kind of had some fun with some of the colors on the CDs and the 1 LP. I'm kind of curious what color label is on the standard black 1 LP. I don't know if they used I think it was a green one, I want to say, or no, it was pink or something on the 1 LP, which I'll be getting out here pretty soon, because I said I was going to compare it to the green on the green disc, which would be disc 2 here, as we're getting to that. So again, like I said, Wings on that was clear because it was spot varnished in the gloss. It's here, it's green. It is spot varnish too, but it's in green, not clear. There's the back. And let's take a look at the sleeves and the disc. I guess we can say sleeves. So green disc, green sleeve. There we go, with its own unique artwork. And the actual sleeve being used is the black poly-lined one on a little bit of dust there. But there's side 3 on the green, and then side 4 on the green. And I do see a little bit of black in there. So I think they got something kind of spilled over there. Let's see if I can do this holding both discs. I think this is a little lighter green, but then again, I got that one laying down on a pretty dark surface right now. I would say it's slightly lighter colored. This is a pink capital label. There we go. That's the 1 LP Target Edition and the 3 LP colored vinyl edition. And this does not feel like it's 180 gram. And get into the last disc, disc 3, which is on the pink vinyl. So we got the pink spot varnishing over the sleeve here. And then the pink with the track list on the back here. Also spot varnished. Show you the spine. I forgot to show, I got it still sitting here, but the little hash mark down in the corner on the spine, green on the disc 2 and pink on disc 3. So there we go. Show you the spine there. And of course we got the pink inner sleeve that isn't used. Yeah, the pink colored vinyl. So there's side 5 and side 6. So there we go. That should do it. And I think you could have some fun with this. Kind of change up your disc, which ones you keep on top, not keep them in order maybe. And there you can have a green version on it there, or you'd have a pink version instead of the clear. Should be kind of fun. I don't know why, but just kind of change it up a little different here and there. But anyways, that will be it. And I'm not done with the Wings self-titled compilation. I've still got one more version of it coming, which would be the Blu-ray edition. I did decide to get that as I kept seeing chatter on it, and I should have realized too myself, this is going to be the first time a lot of these are going to be on Dolby Atmos and 5.1 surround. So they were remixed obviously for that, for the Blu-ray. So that's pretty cool on that, and I think I do want to get a copy because I don't have access to do that stuff right now, but one of these days I might, and I'd kind of be regretting not having it because I think it is pretty limited edition. I know when the pre-sales went up, that sold out almost day one, if not day one, and then it was like a week or so later they had it up for sale again, so they must have printed out some more, and I think that's part of why mine's delayed, because I was on that second wave of ordering. When I saw it was available again, I thought I'm not going to miss out on this. So as soon as I get that, I will unbox that and show that to you on Shrink Unbox, so you can see what's going on there with that. I've been listening to it. I'm not going to get into a huge review on it here, but I'm quite happy with it. It's just a fun little track list, almost like a playlist, like you could have made yourself, but I kind of like what I've been hearing. I think it's got a fun little flow together and everything, and it's a good little set, and I think it's a good way to get, so maybe people that have been listening to the Beatles, kind of like I was a few years back, honestly. I'd always kind of dabbled in the solo stuff, but never got huge into it. And this would be a good way, for somebody similar to that's a Beatles fan and hasn't really listened to Wings or Paul solo stuff much, that this would be a really good way to get them really introduced to it. And I did have one of my commenters did say this is kind of their first, dabbling in Wings. So, I mean, rate exactly who it's supposed to be for, but also with the book and the documentary coming up, it's a good little soundtrack to accompany those. So, and they did pretty similar, actually, when you think about it. Back when Wingspan came out, there was the documentary that came out too, and the book that accompanied it too. So, one of the last times they did a compilation, they did kind of a similar setup with this. So anyways, I'm going to get wrapping up, as this is going to be a very long video and I still got to go edit it and get it uploaded. And before I do sign out though fully, I'm going to once again thank all my subscribers and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like if you liked it. And like I always say, if you stuck around to this point, you must like it. So please give it a like and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts on the 3 LP colored vinyl limited edition set here, or the 2 CD set. Did you get either of these, or did you get them both too? Have you compared them to the 1 LP and 1 CD versions yet? Did you also pick those up? Are you still waiting on your Blu-ray? Let me know if anybody's got the Blu-ray. I'd be really curious if the Blu-ray has shipped to anybody. I'd be really curious. I haven't seen it on YouTube yet. I'm assuming we're either all waiting on it or that initial wave kind of went out. So who knows? But anyways, I'm going to get fully signing out. I am Beetle Dustino, signing out.